Hey everybody. I thought I would start talking about using LLMs for actual programming stuff today. And it's not as much programming as it is style and CSS things. So there's a lot of S's involved in today's talk. I hope that's okay with everybody. I figure what I would do is I would compare all of the LLMs listed here uh, and see what they do whenever I try to work with the style on my site. So I was going to start, and I probably wouldn't do all these in a single session. I'll probably do one at a time, and then maybe come back and do like a compare and contrast between them all at the end. But I figure I would go in this order here. I would start with Phi4 14B, and that one was released in December of 2024. And I was going to go in order of size and then also order of release. So Phi4 was in 2024. Deepcoder, also 14B, was released in April of 2025, and that's the newest and the smallest. So it'll be interesting to see which ones offer up which, and then at the end kind of go back and see like if newer ones are getting better. I don't really know a lot about the difference between the training between all of these. I know some of them have newer techniques and like new distillation methods and uh, I forget what the word is. Reinforcement learning, I think. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see how they all work and if age, affects their performance in any way. And things move so fast. I could put this video out, and then in the middle of it, somebody could release like a brand new 70B that just topples everything else on the list, or even like a smaller one. So I hear 14B, this deep coder is supposed to be pretty good. Um, so yeah, we'll see how they work out. And we will start with Phi 14B. So I figure I would start by showing you the website that we're working with, both the code of it here on the Austin 183 GitHub, and then I'm also hosting it myself locally here uh, through Python. So if I go pull up the website, this is my local host 8000, and it shows me the website. And what I was thinking was I would see how each one does to style these pages, these My Day Astro Post pages. If I go into the first one, you can see that it's all just very plain and vanilla, which is nice because if you look at it on the phone, it's very clean. It's easy to read. There's not a bunch of weird stuff in the way. But whenever you look at it on the computer screen, I don't know, it looks very flat. And I'm interested, I don't really have like a style in mind that I want any of this stuff to look like, but it would be nice if it looked like something, somewhere in between where it still looked good on the phone, but then it also looked, I don't know, not professional, but pleasant to look at. I don't know if y'all disagree with me and think that this looks pleasant, but after looking at it for a while, I'm kind of like, it would be nice if there was even like a night and day button up here or something. But we'll see what the LLM offers. So let's go take a look at what that beginning.html page looks like. All right, and this is the part where it's good that I started putting chapters in because I'm going to get lost a lot looking through here probably. The beginning. So we've got the beginning tag, and it already does have a style sheet in it. It's using this Pure Min CSS, which is a thing that exists out on the internet. I'm just kind of borrowing it. And I'm not even real sure which version of this stuff I'm using. It would be interesting to see if any of the LLMs already know about this and might be able to give me some suggestions. So let's see, what do I want to do first? It doesn't look, does this use the style? So it looks like the only style sheet that these use is the Pure Min. There's like no already base styling in there. It doesn't look like we have any classes on anything. We just have the tags themselves. Probably one reason why nothing looks all that interesting. And I guess it would be pretty cool if I could, well, let's start putting together a prompt, I guess. I could tell you what I want to do, but I could also start typing it out. So let's see, prettifying prompts is what we would call this, prettify prompts. I always make them in MD so that they're human readable and machine readable. But let's see, what do we want? Let's say creating a Style.css for blog posts. Okay, so what do we want? We want a central Style.css sheet to apply to all the HTML files in the blog posts folder one level deep. So I'm letting the LLM know. So I guess what I'm doing here is I'm putting together, like, before I ask a question, I'm going to have a lot of my thoughts put down in a file so I can just kind of reference that file and then see if the LLM can, like, take my prompt and this is context and look at the HTML files and then do something with them. Let's see. So the style sheet can apply styles to base elements, since that is how the HTML pages are currently written. That seems like too much of a constraint now that I put it down like that. I don't want to limit what the LLM can do. Let's see, adding night, or let's see, a dark and light theme button to all blog post pages. We want the option to change the text from white on black to black on white to help with readability. What else do we want? We want the paragraphs, or let's see, adding visual pleasantries. I'm not very good at this part. Hopefully the LLM can figure it out for me. Adding visual pleasantries. It would be nice if the page remained readable on a phone and on a computer, but a bit of visual, let's see, what would be the right word for this? Visual, not flair, but a bit of visual distinction between sections would be nice. Okay, I think that's a good prompt to start with. So I'm going to say, let's go over to, and I think Roo is the one that we want to use here, because we want to see if it can edit the things that we have out there. And I said that we were going to start with the Phi4 latest, I believe. Yep, so from December of 2024, This one was released by Microsoft. I think I used it in the compression video too. And before we start anything, let me go ahead and make a branch, because I don't want it doing all this on the main branch. So let's say get status. I'm on branch main, and I've got some changes, but I don't think any of them matter. Okay, so get checkout dash B. Let's say this is the blog post style slash Phi4 first test. In case we come back, decide to do other things in there too. Alright, so now we are on a new branch. We are ready to make changes. So we're going to save on Phi4. We're going to say done. We're going to ask it. We're going to auto-approve reads, because reads are okay in my book. Alright, so let's say I have a set of HTML files at the base of, and I'm going to add a folder, blog posts. It might be too much. It might be good to target one file at a time, but we'll go ahead and start with all of them and see what it does. Blog posts. And I want to make a new Style.css file according to the notes in add file, and then that's the prettify prompt MD. Can you please write the style.c, wait, that's not spelled right, style.css file in the blog posts folder. Let's see what it says. Alright, we're going to give it some time to think. We're going to look at the back end of it to see what it's thinking about. I think the first thing that it thinks about is loading up that LLM into memory, which should be pretty quick. We should also be able to see it. If we come over here, we could say Olama PS. Okay, so we see that it's loaded up about 12 gigabytes of memory. Oh, there it goes. This embed large, I think, is how it decides what to read out of files, but I'm not sure if it's something that only Continue uses or if it's something that Roo uses too. I think it like decides whenever it reads all the files that are open, it decides what's important and feeds those as additional context to the LLM that's running. But it could be something that only happens on the Continue side. Alright, so it's still thinking. Oh, I'm in ask mode. Whoops. You need to be switched to a mode like code. Okay. Switch to code mode. Stop. Switch. Okay, I got it. We need to switch to code mode. Alright. Let me grab this. I'm going to Command C because I'm on a Mac to put it on my clipboard. I'm going to click plus for a new task. I'm going to change it over to code. I'm going to paste that into here. Oh, and I'm going to allow it to improve. There we go. All right, let's try it again. I think now it should have the Phi4 loaded into memory, so it should be a little faster. But probably not much, because it wasn't very much memory taken into account with the, oh, it's a little bit faster, I would say. All right, directory structure, particular, oh, no, you're too far. You should be looking in the blog post folder only. Well, we'll see what it does. I'll let it do what it's going to do. It does have auto-approve access in it, after all. What else could I say about Phi4 here? Let's go take a look at the web for it. Oh, Pure CSS is the first thing that I started using to perform to get that main look for the website. Or I think I already mentioned that, but this is the website for it, purecss.github.io. But we were going to go look for Phi4 news, I guess. Oh, look at it go back there. It's writing stuff out. The next generation of the Phi family. Is conducting an online survey. Would you like to participate? No thanks. Multimodal and Mini, the newest models of the Phi family. What's multimodal? Multimodal marks a new milestone in AI development as our first multimodal language. I need to get AI to pronounce that for me. Let's see, cross-modal, natively built for multimodal. That's nice. I think that means that it works for vision and text. Like you can show a picture and it can give you like information about what's in that picture. I'm not sure if it works the other way around, where like if you tell it to build a picture, it will build a picture for you. I don't think it would. Let's see what the other one is. Mini. Oh, this can't be the one that we're using. That's only a 3.8b parameter. 200,000 vocabulary, 128,000 tokens. Here's how we compare them. I never know what these numbers mean. Like, I guess I could go, oh, what's it saying over here? Root code uses complex prompts. Following the steps, proceed anyway. Okay, by following the steps, you have successfully integrated a new blog post into your website if there are any. Okay, let's see what it thought we should do before because this doesn't. Step 1, create a new blog post HTML file. What does it think we're trying to do here? I need to understand the current environment, analyze existing structure. Trigger says a landing page, predefine prompts might contain additional. Yep. Identify the title. Create new HTML file for the blog post. Determine the new blog. No, none of this is important for building the style. Create new blog post file. Update index page. Verify and test. This, no. What? I have a set of HTML and I want to make a new Style.css file. Okay, file. Okay, fine. Roo is having trouble. It does prove less, or maybe challenging for less capable models. Yeah, let's not. I'm glad it didn't try to write anything. It didn't. Please help me get Style.css out of this. And it's like, here's how you would build a new index HTML page, an HTML page for your thing. That's not what I asked for. That was an interesting check. All right, well, this makes a good video for Phi4. I guess I could, you know what, let's ask it a couple more questions. Let's say, but what about putting, let's see, what do I want to ask it? I want to say, can you please show me a useful Style.css file to go with these blog posts? Maybe it just needs a kick in the pants. Remember what we were talking about whenever you started this questioning? Because I feel like the context length, well, I'm not really sure what this means. Like, whenever I'm working, oh, there we go, reserved for model response 25,000 tokens. Maybe that's what, oh, to accomplish this task, follow these steps, current workspace. prompt MD. Oh, I think it's just going to say the same thing. Create a new HTML. Yep, okay, cancel, cancel. Good try, Phi. We'll hope Phi4 has better luck. Okay, well, that's good. I think I will take these learnings and put those into the video. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't change any code, so I'm not sure that I need to put anything in the branch. Maybe what I could do, here's what I'm going to do. So there's this button in Roo that lets you export the task history. So what I'm going to do is say this was the Phi4 conversation that, well, that's a lot to put there. Not about style CSS files. Yeah, that was an interesting experience. Let me go. Okay, so that put that here. Let's see where that is on the. So that went into Austin downloads. Let's open up that. If I right click on it, I can say reveal in Finder. And then where do I want to put this? So I've got Prettify prompt here. I guess I'll just put a new folder in here, and I'll call it LLM Conversations. And then I'll put into here, I guess, a new folder. I'm expecting maybe more than one conversation. If one of these LLMs proves useful, a lot of times it makes sense to like converse with it, get things that you want out of it, and then close it out so that you can go start a new context. Because the longer you talk to one with the same context, the easier it is for it to get confused. Like Phi4 almost immediately got confused, which I feel like it might be a product of how I'm doing this. Like, since I'm doing it from the most outermost website, it has a whole lot of other stuff to look at too. So maybe if I open the blog post folder by itself, I would get better luck. So let me make Phi4 attempts folder, and then in there, oh, let me reveal that in the Finder as well. Did that reveal in the same Finder window? No, good, okay. So I'm going to look at my, oh, sorry. So I right-clicked on the Finder there, and up at the very top, it's got the two windows that I have open, which is indicated by that icon there. So I have the downloads folder and the Phi attempts folder now, and I'm going to go back to my downloads here, and I'm going to drag that into the Phi. Oh, it didn't drag. Hold on. I'm going to right click on it. Oh, cut's not an option there? Okay, I'm going to Control X. Oh, it doesn't let me Control X. How weird. Okay, let's just try to drag it again. Come on, there we go. Alright, so now if I go look in my git commit changes, I guess what this, oh, that's what it's even called. Okay, so I'm using git as my source control repository, and that way I can make changes, I can go back in time and look at earlier changes, and at this point I can make different changes on a branch and then go back to main and not look at those changes. So what I'm going to do, and I guess this Prettify prompt should probably, I can always copy it out of this branch, or maybe I'll merge this sooner since it doesn't actually affect any of the code. I'm going to right click on the, oh, I clicked on one and then I shift clicked on the other, and then I right clicked and I went stage changes, and then I said, oh, well, let's see, okay, so added prompt file captured Phi4 conversation that went astray. Maybe the next video will also be about Phi4 and I'll do more tests with it, but it is getting kind of late and I just kind of wanted to I guess kickstart this process. So let me go do this now. If I say git status, it says, oh, I need to do a push now. Git push blog post. Some people think I'm crazy because I'm still doing all of this on the command line instead of using, I guess maybe Visual Studio Code has a push button in it somewhere, but there's something very secure feeling about getting it all typed in. Oh, I say that and it doesn't even take it. Blog posts, style. I tried hitting the tab key. I was expecting it to put in the rest of it for me. I am spoiled for sure. Oh, because I didn't put the word origin. Too busy bragging about how I still use the command line. Alright, push, go. Hooray! Alright, so let me show you all where that ended up too. And I'll put a link to this in the video whenever I post it, I think. Not automatic, that's something about whatchamacallit, image generation. I was trying to figure out the best way to generate images and settled on Sogni and Comfy UI, I think. Austin 183. Oh, have I not been to the... Hold on, let me just go to GitHub. Sign in. Oh, maybe it's because I'm in Safari usually. GitHub.com. Wants me to sign in here too. This is me, please. Thank you. Oh, too many usernames and passwords, I tell you. Alright, I'm going to take this. What am I going to put in the description here? I don't know if I really need to put anything. I know there was a button. Oh, I guess I don't get the button to ask Copilot to put a description in here for me. And that's okay. I can put in my own description. What do I want to say here? This is first try to use Phi4 with not Pi, sorry, Roo. Phi with Pi, continue with Roo. Alright, so let's go. First try to use Phi4 with Roo to generate a nice style.css file for blog posts. Next time, isolate the blog. This is just a note to me in case I come back and read this again because I may not remember tomorrow what I remembered today. Next time, isolate the blog post folder and then ask Phi for instead of looking using whole website as workspace. Alright, that sounds good. I am going to make this a draft. I don't know who's going to approve it or read it or anything. But that is out there now, and I'll put it on the video. What else should we talk about? That's not right. Let me go to the other one. The agenda. Okay, so now I'll put over here the link to this thing. Alright. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I hope that there might have been something interesting in there, at least a try to see what Phi would do with something like that. And we'll keep this up again later on. So I hope you all have a good night and a good rest of your week. Later on.